Well, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my top 5 life lessons that I learned through gymnastics and how they translate over into my health and fitness. So if you're completely new here and know nothing about me, I did 4 years of Division I collegiate gymnastics at West Virginia University. Best experience ever. But I'm going to try and keep these life lessons short, sweet, to the point. We all know I can talk for days, but I'm going to try and keep it concise, okay? I was also gonna get prepared and ready for this video and looking decent, but then I remembered a valuable lesson that gymnastics taught me, and that is that meet days and meet season in general just ruin your hair. You're constantly using heat on it, putting it up in a slicked back pony, tight braids. It's just not good for your hair health. So didn't want to use heat on it, didn't want to do anything fancy. So we're just gonna keep my hair healthy. And let's get into these top 5 life lessons. Okay, so this first lesson I feel like is super cliche and everyone's probably expecting me to say it, and it's because it needs to be talked about, and that is discipline. So gymnastics has made me so disciplined in truthfully every single aspect of my life. People are always asking me how I stay so motivated, how I wake up motivated, ready to work out, ready to eat healthy throughout the day, and truthfully I don't think anyone wakes up extremely motivated every single day, but people are disciplined. I am so disciplined from gymnastics to just go in, get my workout done, eat healthy throughout the day, and I truthfully do enjoy it, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily motivated 24/7. It means I have discipline within my health and fitness. It means I know what needs to be done in order for me to achieve the things I want to achieve. Great examples of this from gymnastics would just be putting in the work that is necessary in order to achieve any goals you may have on a specific event, or in order to get into that lineup you've been wanting to compete in your entire life. It's also about doing the work even when no one's watching. You're not always being watched in practice, you're not always being watched in conditioning, but it's not cheating those reps, putting your equipment back where it's supposed to go afterwards, and just doing what you know needs to be done. Another part of discipline is just overall commitment. When you decide you want to do a sport in college, you are committed to that decision. You are committed to giving your all every single day, 110%, doing what you need to do for you and your team. Trust me, that discipline does not go unnoticed, especially within collegiate sports. I was literally constantly taking extra turns, doing extra work, doing extra conditioning, doing extra rehab, because I wanted to be the best I could possibly be. We all know I was nothing spectacular. I was literally nowhere near the most talented gymnast on my team, but I strived every day to be the hardest worker and the most disciplined person on that team. On to life lesson number 2, which would be resiliency through adversity. So if you know me and you know about my gymnastics experience, you know that I was literally injured every single year. Injury after injury after injury. I just had terrible luck when it came to injuries. Of course, I was never trying to be injured. Gymnastics is just dangerous, and I guess I'm like a klutz or have fragile bones. I don't really understand, but I was always injured, and I didn't let that get to me. I didn't let that make me unmotivated or want to quit or not try hard anymore. Instead, I used that as fuel for the fire. I think my injuries made me stronger, and they taught me so much about both myself and just how powerful resiliency is. So my freshman year, I literally broke my ankle one of the first weeks at school. It was right before testing day, so that sucked, and I was brand new to the team, but that taught me how to be a cheerleader and how to support and motivate my teammates while I couldn't necessarily be doing the sport, which is honestly a huge part of college athletics and a huge part of gymnastics. My sophomore year, I had stress fractures in my shin, so I was actually only able to train and compete one event, and I made the most out of that. I knew that that's how the season was gonna be. I did all my rehab I could possibly do, and once again, I was a cheerleader for those other 3 events. I didn't let it get me down. I didn't let it unmotivate me from even doing the event that I could. I made the most of the situation, and it worked out well. And then my junior year was actually one of my best seasons. I had no injuries in the preseason besides a concussion, but that took 2 weeks. Everything was going super well. I was competing vault and bars every single meet, warming up floor, and then midway through the season, I did break my leg warming up floor at a meet, which sucked. It was terrible. But once again, I was the team cheerleader, and I have been told so many times that I pushed pushed the team to be better during those times because they would see how hard I would work doing my rehab and doing upper body conditioning while my lower body was injured. I just always put in that work because I knew it would benefit me once I was better, and that made me more resilient and stronger afterwards. And since I had already dealt with injuries, I knew that the harder I worked while being injured, the better I would be once I was able to come back. And the team learned from me. The team understood why I was doing everything I was doing, and it helped inspire and push others while also making me stronger and more resilient. And then my senior year, I came back from my broken leg and I actually dislocated my thumb and partially tore a ligament in my thumb my preseason of my senior year, which honestly sucked. I have never been so distraught. After all the casts and braces and rehab, I was able to come back for the third meet of the season, and that was honestly the best feeling in the world. That made everything worth it. That made all of the hard work, all the extra conditioning, all the hours and hours of rehab every single day completely worth it. And yeah, I could only come back on one event, but once again, better than nothing. And it taught my team and myself so much. It made me feel like I could literally do anything and come back from anything life throws at me. These may all be very minor things in the grand scheme of life, and they are, but gymnastics was my life, so coming back from so many injuries just made me feel like I could do anything. So I'm just gonna roll with it and just keep believing that I can do anything. Because so far it has worked for me, and my resiliency has proved itself many times. Okay, on to lesson number 3, which is just having amazing time management skills. And I think every single student athlete can attest to this one. So many people have said to me like, oh, being a collegiate athlete is so easy. You get everything handed to you. Everything is done for you. You get your meals, you get tutors, yada, yada, yada. Yes, we get tutors. Yes, we get fed certain meals throughout the day. Yes, our lives may look luxurious, but you have to remember that we're doing all the school a normal student is doing, plus 20 some hours of practice a week, plus strength and conditioning and any other team requirements that may be happening that week. Like, I took 5 or 6 classes every single semester of college until my last semester, where I only had 2, but then I also worked 2 jobs and had practice conditioning and all my team requirements. Like, it may look glamorous, but it's really a jam-packed schedule every single day of your life for 4 years straight. Like, even on off days, you go in for treatments and rehab, and yeah, that stuff is great, it feels amazing, but it's still a requirement, something you have to go in and do, something that books up your schedule. Being a collegiate athlete for 4 years has taught me to have incredible time management, incredible planning. I make a to-do list literally every single day of my life. I've talked about this before on my Instagram, and I think even on YouTube, but I make a to-do list every single day with everything I have to get done that day. And 1, I love the satisfaction of just checking it off, and 2, once again, I'm disciplined to do that. I love being productive. I love having great time management and just getting the things done that I need to get done. You guys should literally see my agenda. I don't want to like show you things I'm working on, but I personally love staying busy, but I also love staying productive with my time. So I love seeing how many things I can accomplish in one day and using my time as wisely as possible. Great examples of this within college gymnastics would just be bringing different homework or schoolwork on the road, doing it on the bus, doing it on the airplane, doing it while in the airport. Like, I feel like I was constantly like multitasking. If I knew I needed to get an active recovery walk-in or stretch and rehab, I would do that while studying for an upcoming exam. Like, I feel like there really wasn't much downtime in college, especially during season, since we were traveling every single weekend. But I loved it so much because I'm someone who gets so stir crazy when they're home. I didn't know what to do with myself whenever I had free time, and that's why I love staying so busy and so productive these days and having that to-do list every single day with things I need to check off and accomplish. And gymnastics taught me that, because if you don't get what you need to get done, then you're in a pickle, okay? It doesn't go well in college. If you can't get an assignment done, the professor does not care. If you're late to practice or conditioning, you're in trouble. Like, you need to have amazing time management, planning, and organization. It just sets you up for like a better day, better week, better month, better year. It just makes me feel put together, okay? On to tip number 4, which would be educating yourself about proper fueling and nutrition. So we were fortunate enough to have a sports dietitian. We had meetings with her probably 3 to 4 times a year. They were very informative. She taught us so much about proper fueling, proper sports nutrition, and just how to eat in order to perform our best. With that being said, so many people totally underestimate the amount of protein they should be consuming every single day. And like, people think protein is scary because it makes you big and bulky and like gain weight. No, it actually does the opposite. Like, protein is one of the most important macronutrients to get in if you are trying to lose weight and make lean muscle gains, because the more protein you eat, the more muscle you have, aka the higher your metabolic rate is, so the more calories you burn at rest. Which I don't know why so many people don't understand that. I don't know why so many people are so resistant to that fact, but it's true. And also, carbs are your friend. They are your body's main source of energy. It's your main fuel source. Like, you need carbs in order to perform and have energy for what you are doing. So do not neglect your carbs. Do not neglect your protein. And also, everyone probably has already heard this before, but fats are essential as well. There are healthy fats. You need them in your diet. But we were fortunate enough to learn about proper pre-workout fueling, post-workout fueling. We did have little nutrition meetings before practice sometimes where we would learn how to make different healthy snacks or different quick meals on the go, dorm-friendly recipes. So we were lucky enough to have those resources, and if you do collegiate athletics, you probably do as well. You may have to ask for them, but they're probably there for you to learn. And if not, educate yourself. There is tons of information out on the internet, just like with any other topic. So just make sure you're using a trusted source and educate yourself about proper nutrition and fueling, especially if you are someone who is very serious about your sport, training, working out, anything like that. If you want to make progress in the weight room, if you want to make progress with your physique, nutrition is key. Okay, on to my 5th and final lesson, and I feel like you guys probably hear me talk about this a lot, and it is recovery is key. I feel like there are so many like health and fitness professionals out there that give you loads of workouts and information, but I feel like no one really talks about the importance of recovery and active recovery and rest and sleep in general. At least not many people that I follow do. Maybe I'm following the wrong people, I don't know. Also, shameless plug into my ebook. This is why my ebook has a programmed out rest day with stretching and rolling out, as well as a programmed out active recovery day every single week. Like, active recovery and rest and sleep play such a vital role in your progress. Like, if you are someone who is trying to make fitness progress, physique progress, achieve any type of goal, you need to be prioritizing your rest and recovery if you want your muscles to actually be able to recover and build and make progress, okay? I feel like sleep is one that a lot of people just kind of like brush under the rug and think they can get away with still making progress with bad sleep. And while that may be true for some people, it's really not the best way to do it. You should aim for 8 hours of sleep every single night. That's personally what I try to aim for. Yeah, I don't get that every single night, but that is my goal. I usually get around 6 to 8 every single day. I just feel so much better when I get a full night's sleep, and my body feels better, and I feel more rested and recovered and more prepared for that next training session. You guys know I have a massage gun. I love that thing, especially after like a heavy leg day. Same with my rumble roller. Normal foam rollers aren't like hard enough for me, so my rumble roller is just fabulous. Also, you all know I do tons of stretching. I still do my ankle rehab, and I do lots of walks. So walking is my main form of active recovery. I've loved them. I did them all the time in college. I would literally just like walk a big figure 8 around my apartment complex every single day. I enjoyed it for some reason, and I actually found like tons of change on the ground. This is completely unrelated, but I cashed it all in, and it was over $200 worth of change that I found during my 3 years of living at my apartment. So if you go on walks at nice apartment complexes, you might find a lot of change. Anyway, what was I talking about? Recovery. And then another form of recovery that I don't do anymore, but I definitely did in college, were ice baths. They sucked while doing them, but holy cow, they made such a difference, especially after we would run stairs. Once a week, we would do stair sprint intervals in the Coliseum, and if I like didn't feel like getting in the ice bath afterwards and I would just go straight up to dinner, I would immediately regret it. Like the ice bath sucked while sitting in it, and yeah, you were freezing the rest of the night until you got into a warm shower, but it made such a difference. Just sitting in there for 5 minutes made my legs feel so much better the next day at practice. So that was something I really utilized while at WVU. If you are a collegiate athlete and your sport in particular has access to ice baths or warm baths, do them. I promise you, your body will thank you. Take advantage of all the different recovery techniques, tactics, and treatments that are offered to you. They're there for you to use, so why not use them for your own benefit? It also benefits the team, because if you're feeling better and can perform better, then the whole team can perform better. We would also bring the Normatec boots on the road whenever we would travel. We would use them before practice as well. With that being said, guys, recovery is key. Prioritize it. Do not just kick it to the back of your to-do list and like never get to it. Make it a plan to get to it every single day. Plan out what you're gonna do for that recovery so that you are more likely to actually do it, and your body will thank you. Okay, so those are my top 5 life lessons that I learned from gymnastics. I feel like many of those were probably pretty basic and self-explanatory, but they needed to be mentioned because they are definitely important things and they could be helpful for many people. Everything that I did and learned from gymnastics, I literally just transferred over into my health and fitness and treated the exact same way, because gymnastics was something I really cared about, loved, lived, breathed gymnastics. And now that that's over, I've put all of that energy, effort, and learning experiences into my health and fitness. And I think that's why I've had such a great transition from gymnastics to just being like a normal person. A lot of people end up struggling with their health, struggling with their fitness, body image, stuff like that. I literally just took everything that I learned from gymnastics, transferred it over into my health and fitness, and I'm happy. I feel good. I think I look good. And I just want to help as many people as possible achieve that as well. So discipline, resiliency, time management, proper fueling, and recovery are key. One other thing I didn't mention with nutrition, but I literally mention every single day, is hydration. Make sure you are drinking your water, people. We always learned that in gymnastics, especially when we were doing airplane trips, because you need to drink even more water then. But I'm keeping this brief. So that is going to be it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope you start applying these lessons into your own health and fitness life. But I will catch you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.